Hey guys, welcome back. We're going to make the Monaco logo today. Open up a new document and grab the rounded rectangle tool. We're going to use this to make the basis of our O. So when you make your O, you can either hold down up, and up will make it as rounded as possible. And if that doesn't work, you can always grab these white points and drag them up or down. Drag them till they don't want to be dragged no more. We'll turn this into a stroke and we'll make it a bit thicker. Now you'll notice that it's centering along the line here. It'll be easier for us to align it later down the track if we change the align stroke to inside. And let's keep making it thicker. We'll make it nice and thick. 22 sounds good. Now that stroke point might change depending if you've made a bigger or a lower one. Just make it a nice thick M, or a nice thick rounded rectangle. Now we want to cut this in half, but if we cut this in half, it will destroy that stroke that we've just made. So one of the reasons I hate working with strokes, so we'll expand the appearance. Now we've got ourselves an object that's directly editable. So let's use the line tool, and we'll make an invisible line that kind of cuts through near the bottom, and we'll select everything and use the pathfinder tool, the shape builder tool, to get rid of everything. Cut it all out. Now we have half of our M, halfway there. Let's grab the M with an alt drag and make sure that it lines up perfectly with itself on the other side. Now we have two sides. I've got some colors that I'd like to use. Just to make sure the colors actually work. Sometimes Illustrator doesn't like you using it. So we'll go 2, F4, BC1. Brilliant. And that's a nice bright mauve blue. And we'll make the second one 0, E2775. Perfect. Now what you'll notice is that the two M's aren't actually, you can't see through them. Right now they're overlapping each other. We want to make them so that they blend into one. That's the key component of this logo. So we've got a few ways we can do this, right? We can drop the opacity. So dropping it down to 50 makes it too washed out, but it gets what we're after. 90 is a good compromise, because you can see the join here, but the colors don't look too washed out. Other ways to do this, if we set this back to 100, under the appearance tab, sorry, not the appearance, the transparency tab, you can change this to multiply. You can change this down to overlay, lighten, screen. There are a few different ways. You can find which one works for you, but I like to see the almost hollow approach of the opacity. So we'll turn this down to 90. There we go. Now we want to make it angled. We want it to start up here and we want to cut off sitting up along here. So what we'll do is we'll grab the line gradient tool, the line segment tool, and we'll just draw a line across. Once we've got that, what I want to do is, before I make this cut, I just want to make sure, it's always good to zoom in. You can go up to 64,000 times zoom in Illustrator, so make sure you get right in there every time you want to check something. So I just want to make it so that the line perfectly cuts off at this corner here. And because we're making such minimalist logos, you have to make sure that everything is looking perfect, because it sticks out like a sore thumb if it's not. So with this shape builder tool, we're going to hold down Alt, and we're going to absolutely get rid of everything here. All the extra lines that it creates are all gone. So now we have this angled M. What I'd like to give it a little bit more length. So I'm going to select the bottom anchor points, holding down Shift so you can select them all, and then just drag them all down just a tiny bit, just so the M is a little bit more elongated. So there's the M. So let's get some text sitting underneath it. For this, I've used Ingra. Ingra is a great font from Adobe, available from Typekit, and it comes in 6 weights, which is super helpful and free if you've got CC, Adobe CC. So it's just, you have to use it. And we're going all capitals because they are a big engineering company and they need to make a bold statement. We'll make this nice and big. We'll space it down a little bit, and while we'll select all the text, hold down Alt and press right, and that will increase the kerning in between all the letters. Each tap you can kind of just decide where it fits. And once you're ready, color pick the color to the darker blue. Make sure it's 100% as well. There we go. It was 90%. Wondering why that looked a little bit washed out. So there you go. There's Monaco sitting there, and we're going to write engineering underneath. Engineering, all taglines, usually nice and small. You don't want to take away the emphasis from the main logo. So we'll type in engineering underneath, and we'll make it slightly thinner. Butt it up. Give it a bit more space so it goes over the Monaco. And make sure everything's aligned. Now I might actually make this into a darker grey because it's not standing out as much as I'd like it to. There we go. We have our engineering logo with Monaco. Thank you very much. See you guys later.